Hey Harmonizers, I've got Zera here and we're just going to show you a little update as to how she's doing. I'm doing a lot of groundwork with her and trying to build up her trust. And I'm just going to show you a couple of the little things that I've been doing with her. Here I'm using, this is actually just a tablecloth from the dollar store, so you can pick these up really cheap. And I'm just practicing moving it between her legs, and this is something that I call asking the horse to practice neutral, which basically is asking them not to react. And Zera used to be really reactive and overreactive, and if she didn't understand something, she would have the habit of rearing. So this is really good that she's able to stand there while I'm tossing this up over her and putting it between her legs. And this is all just about trying to get her to be more trusting. And so they're like moving, like whipping it sort of in a circle behind her there. Just helps to make sure that she understands, like, I'm not going to hurt her and I'm not trying to come after her at all. And she can trust that I'm not going to do anything to her, but also that she can have the emotional control, that she can just sort of stand there and tolerate me doing these different things to her. And then, of course, I'm giving her some positive reinforcement after she stands for doing this type of stuff with her, and that's how she knows that she's doing the right thing, but also is helping to create a yes horse, because Zera was definitely a no horse before, and anything that was new or that was hard work, she would have a habit of trying to rear, and it had really just become a bad pattern for her. And so now I'm trying to get a much better pattern. So this is a little look at sending her out on the circles, and we saw a tiny little bit of a head toss there, but really practically nothing. And before she would really shake her head at me, or she'd kick out at me, or she'd rear up. And so this is much better that she's able to follow my direction, and I'm able to ask for more energy and a little bit more work. And she's able to be a lot more agreeable. And this is what I was looking for from the ground before I was going to attempt doing anything like that in the saddle with her. And then here's a little look at doing a canter transition with her. And this is a canter transition to the right, which is typically her harder side, or had been her harder side. And also, this is her very first canter of this particular session, so I hadn't done anything else with her in terms of canter or sending her out. So you're getting a look at the first sort of send out, which sometimes can be more energetic. And then here's a little look at her liberty play. And Zera really loves her liberty play. She's really big on that for sure. And this is really important for her, because this is what kind of gets her in the mood to play with me and to try new things. And lets me also know that she doesn't have a physical problem. She's able to jump quite easily, and she jumps really willingly, and she's really playful, but also lets me kind of observe her in her sort of natural state. That she is really playful. She tends to do a lot of sort of head tosses when she's jumping and playing about. And it kind of gives her an opportunity to get some of that energy out in a way that's playful and productive and isn't, doing anything bad to me. So you can just kind of see that we're having a pretty good time there.
That's
and it's
so
been
cute.
Really helpful for building up that bond with her, and really just kind of trying to get her in the mode where she can do some work and she can go over some jumps. There she got a little bit distracted with me, so we still have moments where she gets distracted, but you can see she's having a lot of fun, and it's great because I'm getting to ask her to do things and go over some jumps without getting her upset at me. And then here's a little look at the pedestal work that we've been doing. Haven't done a ton of work going over pedestals and putting her feet up, but I like to ask her to go over the mattresses or come up on the pedestals, because it's helping her learn to solve puzzles, which is so key. Because really before, when I was asking her to do things like learn to go sideways over a pole or go over various little things, she would sometimes kick up a fuss and rear, or she'd have a little spaz attack about it, and really didn't have great emotional control. So here we're seeing a big change, and she's able to be much more relaxed. And this now, for a little bit at the end here, is getting on for my second ever ride on Zera, and really excited about that. that she's been so good on the ground, no rearing whatsoever on the ground, so decided to have my second ride on her. And I give her a little bit of positive reinforcement when I first get on, and just kind of taking things really easy. You can see I've got a really loose rein. And then here she kind of has a bit of a flashback of she thinks she's going to get into that rearing mode, and you can basically see that I kind of basically just sit there. I just kind of take a few deep breaths and still keep with my really loose reins and kind of have that attitude of, all right, the world is not going to be over. There's no big deal here. There's no reason to get emotional. Just take a big deep breath, and then off we go, and we're able to continue on. And I start with some little tasks like walk over something, and then I can give her a reward. And I like to do the task of walking over a bridge or like the mattress or something like that, because it gives her a very concrete task, like just do that and then we'll get rewarded. And then this here pretty big moment is our very first ever trot together. So I did a couple other trots, and if you want to watch the full video, check out the Harmony Connection Club. And thanks for watching, guys.